Hi, this is Nemesis Stars, and apparently, basically we got the results on the elections of the UK, and even though I was hoping for Reform to win, well, sadly, it did not, unfortunately. So I actually reckon the reasons it probably did not win was because, well, I think it's because all the illegal immigrants most likely voted as well, which they shouldn't have been allowed to because it isn't classed as fair. But I do personally think they won, because of that. Um, and I also reckon Labour had a lot of things to do with this because there is a number of things that has actually happened this year. So with the whole Labour thing, which all this is actually connected, by the way. Mail, basically, letters and whatever have been going missing. Mum's actually was actually one of the ones that actually did go missing. And I believe this is probably to do with the Labour Party that's been nicking these to ensure that they don't vote. And it just feels bad in a way. But, well, there you have it. It's bad. Um, so basically, when I saw basically that Labour won, I was mad. I was fearing what could happen now. So I've been basically hearing from basically certain parts of Twitter and whatever what the leader of Labour actually said. I can't pronounce his name. But he has a weird name. He sounds foreign. But I do personally think basically he said something like that even though he'd allow like the immigrants in, whatever, since he'd won and whatever, he wants to bring more immigrants in, which is making me mad. Um, there's actually more to this. He's actually appealing to the Shahira law. Yes, I speak it correctly. Shahira law. Now, basically, what most don't know what Shahira law is to do with certain things based on country wise, like, for example, women have to wear hijabs and such, and not show their face in public, which is something I will never do. As a British citizen, I will just keep on fighting for the rights of all women alike um, until eventually something gets sorted about the whole illegal immigration shit. I know Nigel won't stop fighting until this gets resolved, gets fixed, all this boat issue, and all these illegal immigrants go back to where they came from because, with most people in this country, the ones that already live in this country, some people have had to move away to another country because of this. Um, some people can because of illnesses, which is hard. Um, I know for one thing with me, if I had a choice and it was free of charge to move to another house, um, I probably would have moved to France because it's closer and at least France actually have this law still against the illegal immigrants. They have they stop the boats and whatever. So at least they're fighting against it. I would have moved to France because of that. So I wouldn't have actually wanted to be back in my country until the law would have dropped in mine. Until the illegal immigrants stopped apparently altogether. At least then I would have been allowed back in my own country because that's where I literally belong. The UK is my home. been in the UK ever since I was born. My families have lived also in the UK since they were born. But it's horrible. It is horrible with all these illegal immigrants causing all this. That means there'll be more. That means there'll be more rape with men in this country. Um, basically, like more murder. I do think that all British citizens should be allowed, the ones that actually live in this country, not the illegal immigrants, but the ones that actually lived in this country for centuries. Now, they should be allowed a weapon of defense, a gun. Now, they should be allowed this for self defense because it could protect against illegal immigrants that want to cause violence on women and many other things. So, at least then, if basically people have these weapons just in case something bad like this happens, at least then they have the right to actually fire the person in the leg. Yes, in the leg. Basically, to warn them that if you get too close, yes, we will open fire. So basically, this is what the law should allow with, the people that already live in this country. Guns. Because I know America allows guns, but British should also allow guns too, to just in case of defense. Because if I was allowed a gun, I would have shot a stalker in the leg. I would have been like, nope, you're not following me, you're not stalking me, you're not doing this to me. That's what I probably would have been like, but so far I've been lucky, but eventually as the years go on, I might not get so lucky. With all the illegal immigrants, I think it will just get worse and worse and worse, where to a point where I'd be unable to recognize my country anymore. It would have become so bad, where to a point I just can't be able to live for free will anymore. So the only thing that would lead to after that is a revolution. Now, a revolution is basically a outcry of everyone living in the country, the ones that actually do live and fight for their own country. They'll be pulling a revolution against the ones that invade them. So there will be hell on between both people. So basically, for some who think this is racism, it's actually not. It's fighting for the will of their own people. They don't want change, to their own country. They don't want it to go down a certain path where we won't recognize it anymore and everything will just get worse from there. We don't want any of that. So we actually stand by a carefree country that's relatable, especially with law wise. Like a country that basically we just don't want to change into a more violent country. We don't want that. We don't want an invasion country. We just want to be able to have free will in our own country. That's basically what we want mostly. So this actually does impact females a lot more than men because if Sharia law takes into place, females are fucked, like literally fucked at this point because nobody wants to wear hijabs for the ones that don't. Because I know for me, I would not wear it. And this is basically if this basically ends up taking me to court at some point over this, so be it. I will keep fighting no matter what. And since I have Viking blood in my DNA, I will just keep on fighting like a true Viking. Even though also I'm part British, so my part of my British, family bloodline also would keep on fighting because that's what led to the world victory of the World War against Germany. So most of us British are just going to keep on fighting till our very last breath, and we will not back down. We'll just keep on fighting no matter what. Even at one point to the very end until we win. And I do think all this will lead to a World War III. With fighting against Islam, most of all, until everybody wins against them. So I actually assume that Poland will be in on this. France will be in on this bloody war, fighting against, well, them. A lot of other countries would do the same because they're also sick of it. So, so, so basically, fingers crossed. Eventually, all this gets sorted out by Nigel or any other country for that matter. I hope everything eventually ends up escalating in a safe, peaceful manner. So, apparently, that's all I've got to say for now. So if I make any more updates in the future about what's going on with the law and stuff like that, I'll keep everyone posted. So, yeah.